Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, Errol. Appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to discuss tips and tricks of how to survive COVID-19. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. So if you're watching this video, obviously you know the current situation we're in. I have not produced any videos as of late. Just been busy trying to prepare for what's upon us, and so I hadn't had a lot of time to do videos, to be honest with you. I moved some stuff around. Maybe you've followed my channel for a long time. I've got a bug out trailer, so I kind of reorganized it, put some gear back in it that I had taken out just for whatever reason, kind of reorganize some things. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. I'm going to try keeping it as short as possible, just because I'm going to go to another video. If you see I've got a couple guns up here, I'm going to do another video and discuss those, but I went ahead and put them up here and got them ready for the next video. So anyway, this video, kind of tips and tricks. So if you're just getting into prepping, you're obviously pretty late to the game, and you're probably finding yourself in that situation. You also, I'm on a lot of Facebook and forums and stuff that pertain to prepping and survival and all that. And even your most, I don't want to say professional or more prepared style preppers, they're finding holes in their game plan, and myself included. So one guy posted up about he wished he had figured out ham radio a long time ago, that kind of thing. So here's the thing to keep in mind about this COVID-19. A, I'm not an expert. B, I'm not a doctor, any of that stuff. So you've got to listen to the experts when it comes to that. And then you have to filter that information to figure out what is correct and what is not correct. Whether it be the president himself speaking, or it's on CNN, Fox News, I don't care where it's coming from. Filter that information, take rational information and bits and pieces of it, and apply it to where you think it's important. Don't remember, this is a viral infection, and as of currently, we don't have any known cures or anything like that. So the main thing is protect yourself, and isolation is going to be key. So what's going to happen is you're going to start running low on supplies. Even if you're an avid prepper and you've got a lot of supplies, that's one thing, but you don't want to be wasteful. And one of the tips I can give you, I don't care how much food you have or how much food you don't have, but let's just say you're the common person. You've stumbled across this video trying to figure out how to help sustain your family and things like that. As of now, there's still food on the shelves. Now, it's limited in some areas as far as what's on the shelf. In other words, you might not be able to go just pick up chicken breast or whatever, things like that, loaves of bread. So what I'm telling you is make room in your freezer, start cooking and preparing things that's been in your freezer the longest, and rotating in the new items that you're buying. The other thing I can tell you is do not waste food. So give you an example. 2 nights ago, no, I'm sorry, last night. I'll get my days running together because I've been at home for 2 weeks now. So last night we grilled wing and thigh quarters, chicken quarters, and did them on the grill, barbecued them, that sort of thing. Well, my son, I know, if you have, especially if a young child or somebody that don't eat a lot, and so start preparing your meals smaller portions, and so you don't have waste. But my point to this is, if you do have leftovers, do not throw them away. Even if you're not going to eat them like within the refrigerated time that's safe, let's say a 3-day window, go ahead and put those in the freezer. Look for any kind of storage containers you can find. Tupperware, if you've saved like sour cream containers or Cool Whip containers, get all that out, get it ready to start freezing this stuff, and then bringing it back out and eating. So if you made, so give an example, when the chicken that we did, My son, just the drum part, the leg part, and the thigh part I kept and put it in the refrigerator. And then today during lunch, I brought it back out, and he wanted some ramen noodles. And we're not eating ramen noodles just because we're under this situation. Me and him both do like eating ramen noodles occasionally. So I took that thigh back out of the refrigerator, got it off the bone, got it all cleaned up, and put it in my ramen noodles. So I got a little protein, got the ramen noodles. That's a good filler item, blah, blah, blah. So my point to this is, don't throw anything away. Just freeze it in small portions, whatever you need to do. Figure out ways any containers you can use. I don't care if you've got to wrap it in on a plate with tin foil and then stick it in because if you might have not prepared and had a bunch of Ziploc bags, or you don't have a lot of other things. So if you're a college student or single mom or anything like that, people that grew up like I did in the country and we grew up kind of poor, we did this anyway. So I'm just giving you tips of what we did. Now, we've gotten out of a lot of those habits. Now, my wife's excellent about eating leftovers. So we'll fix something she'll eat on the rest of the week, taking them to lunch and stuff for work. But anyway, that's the thing with leftovers. Also, do not throw out anything at this point. Don't throw out old clothes, whatever, because we just don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know the lasting effects it's going to have on the economy as far as us being able to just go buy things. So part of prepping that we have talked about in the past is grid down situation, right? Well, luckily at the moment, we're not under a grid down. So the weather in my area is very mild. It's the hottest it's been all season today, which is about 84. So we're still in the mild season. We're very fortunate this didn't happen in hurricane season or ice season when it was freezing cold outside, or in July when it's 100 degrees outside. So because then you tie into that with other problems such as grid down, whatever. So that's my other concern with this COVID-19 thing is a possible terrorist attack or something major happening on top of this that would be really tough. But neither here nor there. So the next thing is limit your exposure outside of your domicile or your home area, your yard, things like that. Every time you go out and you go into the community, whether it be for groceries or anything like that, and you come back, you've now basically set yourself up for a 2-week in your family, a 2-week window to see if you brought in anything back. So when you come back, while you're there, make sure you're wiping everything down. Luckily, I have a decent supply of that kind of stuff I can take with me. I don't have to depend on what's at the grocery store. For you fellow former military, especially Marine Corps guys, you're probably thanking your drill instructors at this point because of the discipline that they instilled in you of not touching your face. So that kind of comes back to a lot of guys that in the military they teach you not to touch your face and things. It spreads germs, whatever, and it also you don't want to scratch or itch if you are in a hiding position. So that's the whole reason behind that. But anyway. So, keep your hands away from your face, mouth, and I know it's a habit. I mean, they film people, including whoever, the president or somebody talking about it. I think one of the CDC people was actually saying, hey, don't touch your face, and sure enough, she touched her face or licked her finger or something to turn a page. I get it. It's a very hard habit to break. So limit your exposure. Once you get back, wipe everything down. If you are getting packages in from the outside, say Amazon, things like that, be careful with those. What's in the inside of the package is probably okay, but you never know, especially if you got Amazon Prime. I ordered some stuff, I think, yesterday, and it came today. So if they've touched it at the warehouse and somebody had it and then stuck it in the box, and then the guy carrying the box and so many hands went through and touched it, could he brought it in? Yes, possibly. So remember that, kind of be thoughtful of that, of how you're handling that stuff. Wash your hands as soon as you open your packages, take all your garbage out, and that sort of thing. So that's some basics that I just wanted to kind of brief over with you about kind of surviving this thing. Look at your security around your home. So I've made sure that I've freshened all my batteries up in any flashlights. I've tied up any doors, that kind of thing. But here's the thing, be very careful when you're starting to say, bolt a door to, or whatever to shut, or something like that, because you're worried. Because if you have a fire, you got to have the ability to leave your home in a hurry. So just be thoughtful of that. If you need to bug out, if you don't have a bug out bag, kind of start putting some things together, some necessities. There's tons of videos out there, and I'm going to try linking in the section below. Also, some people that I recommend that can be helpful, their channels, so you can go to them. Quite a few of them out there that I'm going to that I'm either friends with or I've followed over the years, and just I respect their their channels and their knowledge. So just think about that also if you want to go search around. So one thing you can do with your downtime is gaining knowledge at this point. So learn how to go in and do things, whether that be plant a garden, whether it be, beekeeping, whatever it is. Try, canning food. I'm just throwing some things out there that you may not know how to do, that you can learn how to do during this downtime. If you've got a lot of downtime and you're one of the workers that have been sent home and you're not going anywhere, use this time to gather knowledge. With the knowledge thing said, I'm also going to put in the section below. I do not know about this website. It was shared on a Facebook page I'm on. There's probably, 500 to 1,000 different links you can download. They're PDF files that you can go and get a certain knowledge, whether it be wild edibles or, surviving a whatever. So it's all there, like the Ranger Handbook, or maybe it's got even a lot of the military handbooks, things like that. So if you want to go get you an SD card, start downloading some of this information and reviewing it, and you'll have it. That sort of thing. So that's a few things I can tell you, is just check your security, driveway alarms, things that can alert you when people are coming near you early on. That's the key. So if you do go out and about, I would try making a trip maybe by Harbor Freight or something like that. Get you some of the solar security lights, maybe even some of the driveway alarms. They're pretty cheap, and that way you can at least have an early warning system. I've done numerous videos. You can go back through my videos and look about driveway alarms and other types of security that you can do. The faster you know that somebody is near you, the faster you can get ready for them to, come in or try coming in your home. So make sure you've got little alarms. They're cheap if you can't afford like a true security system. I think most of those driveway alarms at Harbor Freight are like $10. So, buy you 2 or 3 of those, put them in strategic areas that will notify you when something or somebody is near your home, and let you know that. Again, the bug out bag thing, kind of get it together, and I'm just trying to think, guys. So I had a lot on my mind trying to figure this out, this video, and I apologize if I seem like I'm rambling a little bit. Kind of like everybody else, just trying to get everything together. Make sure your vehicles are full of gas in case you need to go anywhere. Make sure that you're not leaving an empty tank. So if you did have to leave in a hurry, you at least and things are getting really bad. So my main concern is if supply starts running real short. So they start that's going to bring out the criminal element. So you need to prepare for that. And if you don't have security as far as like a firearm or something, figure out weapons that you can keep on hand or nearby. There's alternatives you can use, like wasp spray is a good alternative to pepper spray, and it shoots about 12-foot distance. Of course, any kind of club, knife, bat, of course, knives. Anything like that. I like things that keep people at a distance, so something longer. Even if you figured out a way to fashion some type of heavy item, say a padlock, on the end of a rope that you can swing, so it keeps people away from you. It's something that it creates distance. Like a 6-foot piece of rope or something like that. Just be careful, don't clock your own self in the head with something like that. Tie an overhand knot on the one end of it so you can kind of put your hand in it, and then do another overhand knot on the other end, snap a padlock or something heavy on the end of it so it doesn't come loose, and that way it creates, and you don't have to be 6 foot. You can do about a 4-foot rope, but anything like that can create distance between you and an attacker is always helpful. Trying to think, guys. Make sure you have in your bug out bag, make sure you've got 2 or 3 pairs of socks, 2 or 3 pairs of underclothing that you can change into because you need to keep your feet healthy, things like that. And so forth. But there's plenty of videos about bug out bags, so kind of look at that. At this point, I don't look at it as you need a ton of stuff in a bug out bag, just the essentials and that sort of thing to get you through if you just needed to leave in a hurry or something. But anyway, guys, if you got any suggestions or anything, post those below. I'll be thinking about you guys. I'll try doing some more videos as time goes along here about what we're into and specific. I've also got some products that came in that I'm going to do some videos on too that I will be posting up over the next week, and so just keep an eye on that too. So and I'm trying to keep it towards what we're in more so than not, but that will be helpful with that. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, post those below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe.